Right now in 10, state authorities arrest a Beloit School District employee for possession of child pornography.
And the Richland Center police chief is put on administrative leave. What we know about the investigation straight ahead.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining us tonight. A school district of Beloit employee is in jail tonight after being arrested on suspicion of child pornography.
And Adam Duxter joins us now from our Rock County Bureau with the very latest information. Adam?
Well, Eric and Danica, we're still learning as much as we can about Aaron Weber. Earlier today, the DOJ worked with local police to arrest him on suspicion of child pornography possession, but they say that's just the beginning of their investigation. Today, the Wisconsin Department of Justice and Beloit School District are both confirming the arrest of Aaron Weber, who, according to a Facebook post from Todd Elementary School in Beloit, just celebrated his 20th anniversary with the school not even 10 days ago. According to a release from the DOJ, police searched Weber's home earlier today, looking for what the district says is child pornography on a personal computer. And while the school district of Beloit won't clarify tonight just what capacity or role Weber played at the school, a parent I spoke with off camera told me he worked with children who needed extra help due to developmental or learning disabilities, oftentimes in a one-on-one capacity. The district says he's on leave until further notice. And again, this is still a very active investigation led by the state of Wisconsin, the Rock County Sheriff's Office, and Beloit Police. Beloit Police saying tonight anyone with any additional information that can help them is encouraged to call them at 608-364-6803. We have that number as well on our website, channel3000.com.
Adam Duxter reporting from our bureau in Rock County. Thank you, Adam. For a fourth day now, search efforts have come up empty for a missing boy on the Wisconsin River. The Adams County Sheriff's Office has identified that child as an 11-year-old boy from Grand Marsh. Jamison Owen Dean Miller went underwater Tuesday while swimming with his family and never resurfaced. Of course, we'll have any updates for you on News 3 Now over the weekend.
In Janesville tonight, police are asking for help identifying this man. They say he may have information about an incident at the mall there. Police say around 7:30 tonight, a juvenile female reported a man attempting to take photos of her in a bathroom stall. If you know who he is, you're asked to give police a call. We're continuing to learn more details surrounding an investigation into the Richland Center police chief.
We have verified through the chairman of the police commission that Lucas Clements is currently on paid administrative leave. That was effective yesterday. In the meantime, the mayor has placed Lieutenant Billy Jones, who has been with the force since the early 2000s, and he is now serving as interim chief. We reached out to the police commission and the group's lawyer to talk about what's going on here, but they said they cannot talk about it. Everyone is referring us to the State Department of Criminal Investigations, which won't confirm to us that there is, in fact, an investigation.
Turning things over to weather now, let's get a quick check. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti, our first alert forecast. Gary?
We had clouds for much of the day, although some filtered sunshine was here this morning. And then a few showers developed this evening, mainly south of Madison, but you can see how quickly those showers have fallen apart. There's almost nothing left across far southern Wisconsin, so not looking for any more showers, even though skies will remain cloudy overnight. High temperatures today, because of the cloud cover, only reached the middle 70s. We should be around 80 degrees for a high temperature, but we'll be closer to that for much of next week. Current temperatures are in the lower to middle 60s with some 50s off to the east. By morning, Madison will be in the upper 50s. Skies will be generally cloudy with a few breaks in the clouds tomorrow, so we'll call it variably cloudy with a high of 76. Just a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm during the day. Better chances arrive tomorrow night. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
All right, Gary, thank you so much. We are seeing new video tonight of an officer-involved shooting in Milwaukee that happened back in May. A warning, this could be disturbing to some viewers. 3 officers were on a stakeout for a homicide suspect in this blacked-out car when they say 2 men approached the car. They say one of the masked men pulled out a gun and 2 cops inside the car shot him. The other man ran away but was arrested off camera. Police did release a photo of the gun involved. At the time of the shooting, the Milwaukee police chief suggested the men may have been trying to rob the officers, not realizing they were police.
Governor Tony Evers has vetoed 4 abortion bills passed by the Republican-controlled legislature. One of the bills would have imposed criminal penalties on doctors who fail to give medical care in the extremely rare circumstance where a baby is born alive following an abortion attempt. And the legal battle over last year's lame duck session, well, it is still far from over, but the Wisconsin Supreme Court sided with Republican lawmakers today in saying the session was legal when they passed laws limiting the powers of then incoming Governor Evers and Attorney General Josh Kaul. The ruling is final. It cannot be kicked up to the U.S. Supreme Court. Governor Evers called the ruling, quote, disappointing, while GOP legislative leaders called it a, quote, common sense decision. But there are still three more lawsuits to go. One is in the state court, two federal, both challenging the lame duck session.
The Madison School District will have a new superintendent next school year. Dr. Jane Belmore will replace Dr. Jen Cheatham as an interim superintendent. Belmore is a former teacher, principal, and assistant superintendent at MNSD with more than 20 years of experience in Madison schools. She previously held that role of interim superintendent for the district back in 2012 and 2013. She says this is a one-year job for her, and she is not interested in becoming the permanent superintendent. That gives the school board a year to hire a permanent replacement. Governor Evers is once again ordering flags to be flown at half-staff. That order is effective from next Saturday until next Monday as a sign of respect for Milwaukee police officer Koo Her. Her was killed in a car crash early Tuesday morning shortly after completing his shift. Flags in the state are currently being flown at half-staff for Racine officer John Hetland. He was shot and killed late Monday night while off duty after trying to intervene in an armed robbery at a bar. Just today, the reward for information leading to an arrest in this case rose to $42,000.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement, known as ICE, will start raiding communities in 10 major U.S. cities over the weekend. Cities include Atlanta, Baltimore, Chicago, Denver, Houston, Los Angeles, Miami, New Orleans, New York, and San Francisco. These are not expected to be random raids. Back in February, ICE sent about 2,000 letters to families who had court-ordered removals. Those are the people immigration officers are going after. And tonight, UW Police Chief Kristen Roman reminding the community that the department will not assist ICE. In a blog post today, Chief Roman says the department will not, quote, provide information on the immigration status of its students, faculty, or staff unless required to do so under force of law. President Trump called off a planned military strike against Iran with just 10 minutes to spare. That was in response to the downing of an unmanned U.S. military surveillance drone.
The UN Security Council is expected to meet on Monday to discuss the Iran situation. CBS News' Natalie Brand has the latest from the White House.
President Trump tweeted that the U.S. military was cocked and loaded and about to retaliate against Iran for downing an unmanned surveillance drone. Just before the president called off the mission, he says he asked his generals how many Iranians would likely be killed.
Sir, approximately 150.
President Trump explained his decision to change course in an interview with NBC's Meet the Press.
And I thought about it for a second. And I said, you know what? They shot down an unmanned drone, and here we are sitting with 150 dead people. That would have taken place probably within a half an hour after I said go ahead. Yeah. And I didn't like it. I didn't think it was proportionate.
The strike plan called for launching multiple missiles at each of the 3 sites that were part of Iran's air defense system. They would have been fully manned round the clock. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said she was pleased with the president's measured response.
The strike of that amount of collateral damage would be very provocative, and I'm glad the president did not take that.
Pentagon officials tell CBS News military retaliation is off for now unless or until Iran targets another U.S. aircraft.
Retired Admiral and CBS News consultant Sandy Winnefeld says Iran should not be allowed to act with impunity.
It's possible the president has simply gone back to his military planners and asked for a better option that he might choose to execute anytime.
If Iran shoots down another drone, military officers tell CBS News they intend to be ready to retaliate much faster and with fewer estimated casualties. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
A senior administration official confirms to CBS that additional economic sanctions against Iran are likely the next step. The latest events in the Middle East are also impacting airlines around the world. The U.S. aviation regulator has banned American carriers from flying through airspace in the region it deems unsafe. Several other international airlines are following suit.
President Trump has nominated Army Secretary Mark Esper as the next defense secretary. His name was first mentioned earlier this week after Patrick Shanahan announced plans to step down. Esper will take over as acting secretary during one of the most precarious national security situations of the Trump presidency as tensions with Iran rise. If Esper is confirmed, he'll be the first to formally fill the role since Secretary James Mattis stepped down at the beginning of the year. A Wisconsin company has been awarded a grant of more than $1 million from the U.S. government to help upgrade facilities. Marinette Marine has been contracting with the Navy for years now. This week, they were given a $1.1 million grant designed to help shipyards repair and modernize equipment, improve efficiency, and increase productivity.
Be sure to watch your speed next week on the interstate. The State Patrol says it plans to conduct aerial enforcement along I-3990 in Dane County on Tuesday. So you have been warned. They will use planes and ground units to enforce traffic laws. An aerial enforcement mission from earlier this month resulted in 32 traffic stops. Investigators are still trying to figure out whether it was propane or something else that burned up in a massive fire in Philadelphia this morning. 3 separate explosions sparked that fire at a South Philadelphia oil refinery. The fire broke out right around 4 a.m. 4 people suffered minor injuries and were treated on site. It's the second fire at a refinery in the last month. And rapper Cardi B is in some trouble tonight. She has been indicted by a grand jury on unspecified charges in a strip club case. In December, Cardi B was charged with reckless endangerment and assault stemming from a fight at a New York strip club last August. According to police, Cardi B threw chairs and bottles while she was there. Her attorney has said he's not aware of any evidence that she caused anyone harm.
Whitewater police say it is likely the first time this has happened in many decades. According to a Facebook post during the department's second shift briefing today, a caller reported 3 unaccompanied horses simply galloping down Main Street. Well, with the help from the community, those horses were eventually corralled and returned to their owner. And still ahead tonight, your forecast. We'll see if things will hold up for this weekend's PGA event at University Ridge Golf Course.
Plus, celebrating the kickoff of summer with a Madison tradition. That's next.
Madison has announced the Nails Tales sculpture there in front of the field house will be removed. It's part of the redesign of the plaza there, featuring a new entry sign and landscape improvements. Officials with University Communications say the 50-foot Nails Tales statue would have blocked those features. It will be removed sometime before the start of this football season and put into storage until the artists and campus stakeholders can find a new site for it. Today was the official start of the American Family Insurance Championship at University Ridge.
And really, what better way to kick it off than with a concert? Country legend Toby Keith performing at Breeze Stevens Field tonight in downtown Madison. He is a member of the celebrity foursome that will be taking part in this weekend's event. He'll be joined by Brett Favre, Andy North, and Jack Nicklaus. They tee off tomorrow at 2:30 in the afternoon. And with this weekend's event, thousands of visitors are in the Madison area from all across the country. According to Destination Madison, the city saw about $1.3 billion in visitor spending last year. But events like this aren't just financially beneficial.
So when events the size of AmFam come to Madison, it brings in thousands of people who are maybe experiencing Madison for the first time. And what's exciting about that is that spills over into some of the other things that we have to show off.
The AmFam Championship also gives back directly to charities like the American Family Children's Hospital. Since this event began 4 years ago, they've donated $2.4 million to those causes. The championship will go through the weekend.
40 veterans got the chance to skydive today. All expenses paid. It was put on by the Seven Hills Skydiving of Madison to help them cope with post-traumatic stress disorder. Veterans who jumped out of the plane told us it's a way for them to just let go of all those worries and stress and just fall mindlessly to the earth. The event continues throughout the weekend. Lovers of summer celebrated the first day of the season with canoe rides, music, and a bonfire. Partiers gathered at the annual summer solstice celebration at Old Brick Park. For some, it was a celebration held in honor of community, nature, humanity, and life on Earth. For others, a time for the community and local musicians to come together and enjoy each other's company while surrounded with food, music, and drinks.
Running into people that I haven't seen in a while. And there's kids playing and people just having random conversations and meeting new people and just everybody enjoying the day and spending time together.
And later in the evening, some on hand offered their wishes for a great summer to the bonfire. Good night for a bonfire. Got a little cool in the evening, but Gary's talking about something different with that special addition to your lapel tonight.
A lot of meteorologists are wearing this climate pin. Basically, this represents how the climate is changing with the weather records. The years that are colder than normal have a blue stripe, and the ones that are warmer than normal toward the right, those have a red stripe. And the Earth obviously has been warming up pretty dramatically over the last couple of years. And we even have these stripes for the city of Madison. Madison weather records go back to 1869, thanks to our partners over at Climate Central. They were able to put this together, and you can see definitely a trend toward warmer years over the last maybe 15 to 20 years across the state of Wisconsin, even more dramatic, especially in the northern part of the state. That area has been warming up more significantly than the southern portion of Wisconsin. And part of that is because we're seeing more above normal days during the summer. Back in 1970, about 40 days during the 90 days that we would consider the season of summer had above normal temperatures. Now that's closer to 50 on average. And if you look at the temperature trend over the next 10 days, you're going to see that we'll probably start with about 7 days of above normal temperatures beginning around Tuesday and lasting at least into Sunday of next weekend, and maybe even beyond that. As the weather pattern is going to change, we're finally going to see some summer-like weather with above normal temperatures here. Tonight there were a few showers in far southern Wisconsin. Those have since fizzled out. Tomorrow there'll be some thunderstorms developing out to the west. Marginal risk of severe thunderstorms south and west of Madison with an isolated hail or heavy or high wind thunderstorm possibility. The higher threat back toward the west into Iowa. And Sunday, that threat stays mainly to the south of us. So we'll see some showers and thunderstorms. The severe weather potential right now looks pretty low. Rainfall amounts generally will be in about a ½ to an inch range, maybe some locally higher amounts and heavier thunderstorms. But taking a look at farther out in the future, this is for the following week, adding to that ½ inch to an inch, perhaps another inch and a half according to the U.S. computer models, but the European computer model, much less than that, maybe only about a ½ inch, because it looks like as those temperatures warm up, the rain chances will go down. We'll see some warm air aloft, and that'll prevent thunderstorms from developing. The time lapse from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville shows some morning sunshine, then the clouds thickened up, and then they had some rain showers as we headed through the evening, and then skies started to clear a little bit to the south as the drier air started to move in. Live view from the WISC Skycam looking back toward the Capitol as we check out our almanac for today. High temperature 75, the low 53, and right now our temperature is 63 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, humidity at a comfortable 54%. Temperatures are generally in the 60s across the state. You can tell where it was raining, where temperatures are just a few degrees cooler, but these showers fizzled out pretty quickly. To the west, there are more clusters of showers and thunderstorms, so that's what we'll be looking at as this weather system comes eastward over the weekend. These cold fronts kind of move in from the west and a warm front approaches from the south, but there'll also be plenty of dry hours as well. And you can see high temperatures today, we're in the 70s here, but look at the growing heat to the west. Temperatures near 100 in southern Kansas. We're not going to get that warm, but definitely will be in the 80s for much of next week. Overnight, look for mostly cloudy skies, a comfortable low temperature at 57, not looking for any more rain. For tomorrow, look for a high temperature of 76 degrees. It'll be breezy and just an outside chance of a shower or thunderstorm. On future track, you can see quiet conditions overnight, low temperatures upper 50s. Tomorrow, maybe a shower or thunderstorm in a spot or two, but you can see by tomorrow night, the shower and thunderstorm chances start to increase. And then on Sunday, we'll also see some scattered showers and thunderstorms, but also some dry hours as well with highs in the middle 70s. As we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, again, shower and thunderstorm chances continue into Monday, but once we start getting rid of the rain, just a slight chance after that, and that's mainly because of the high humidity, and then those temperatures start to climb. Lower 80s on Tuesday, back to the upper 80s by Saturday of next weekend, with heat index values perhaps around 90 to 95 degrees. That'll feel like summer.
That's summer.
I was about
That's
to
what we're
say,
talking
welcome
about.
summer. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Gary.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Gary. A familiar face is leading the way at the American Family Insurance Championship. Jay will have that story coming up in sports.
Jerry Kelly and Steve Stricker are the most popular golfers at the American Family Insurance Championship, and Kelly and Stricker are popular front-runners after the first round today at University Ridge. The tournament host, Stricker, shot 5 under 67, kind of a quiet 67, hit a lot of great shots like this fairway wood that led to a birdie on 9. Didn't hit it close a whole lot, so when he does dial in maybe tomorrow, look out. The lead is held by Jerry Kelly. Said he didn't want to get too jacked up early playing in front of the home folks, and he was in control all day long. Got hot in the back 9, shooting 31. Here on 17, he gave the new, larger grandstand crowd something to shout about, hitting this one close for another birdie. Jerry Kelly's opening round, 65 leads at the American Family Insurance Championship, and Kelly says winning this week, well, it'd be about time.
I'm due. I'm ready. It's been a long time since my last win, so if I'm healthy and I'm trending, I'm ready to get going.
No surprise to see him up there. He always plays well, and he likes to play here, and he's played well here in years past, so it's not a shock to see him up there.
Kelly's last win was the 2018 season opener in Hawaii. He has a one-shot lead over David Frost, who shot 66 today. A group of 7 tied for third, including Stricker and former AmFam champion Kirk Triplett. John Daly in contention at 4 under, tied for 9. Second round tee time, Stricker goes off number 1 at 11:35 tomorrow morning. Kelly's in the final group at 11:45 with David Frost and Kirk Triplett. The celebrity foursome, Andy North, Toby Keith, Brett Favre, and Jack Nicklaus, are off the 10th tee at 2 o'clock. Football's Watt brothers, JJ, Derek, and TJ, were announcing the players coming up 18 today. Still hard to believe all 3 brothers are in the NFL. JJ with Houston, Derek with San Diego, and TJ with Pittsburgh. The Watts know how lucky they are, and that's why you see them doing so much service for their communities.
I mean, we get to play a game for a living, and we came from a great family, we came from a great place, and we understand that we have a platform that we can use to make a difference in the world. And we also understand that not everybody has it as fortunate as we did growing up. So just that opportunity to give back and the opportunity to try and make a difference in somebody's life, we feel like it's a bit of a waste if we don't take advantage of that.
3 Brewers advanced to the starters election to the All-Star game. Christian Yelich, Yasmani Grandal, and Mike Moustakas finished the fan voting in the top 3 at their positions, so they advanced to the second round of fan voting for the All-Star game that's in Cleveland next month. Brewers are playing the Reds at Miller Park tonight. Yelich does it again. It's only June 21st, and Yelich hits another homer, his 29th of the season, but Brewers going to need a little more than that again tonight. It's in the 8th. Reds lead the Brewers 9-4. And at Wrigley Field, a guy named Jeff McNeil hit a homer and drove in 3 runs as the New York Mets beat the Chicago Cubs 5-4. McNeil was making his first ever start in right field for the Mets, and he made it count. We'll be right back.
Gary's back. So we look ahead to the forecast for the weekend.
Yeah, there'll be rain chances, but like tonight, I mean, there were a few showers earlier. They're gone now, so it'll be kind of hit and miss. Temperatures right now generally in the lower 60s. We'll look for high temperatures tomorrow in the mid-70s. Just a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm during the day. I think the best chances will be later tomorrow night into early Sunday morning. Then maybe a break with some more storms firing up late in the day Sunday, off and on into Monday, but still plenty of dry hours in between. And then after that, the rain chances go down. Temperatures actually climb, and we'll be looking for high humidity too, so it'll feel like summer for much of next week.
It'll be nice to see one of those local guys pull this up.
I know, seriously.
And Jack Nicklaus is playing tomorrow too. He was Tiger Woods before Tiger Woods.
There'll be some great crowds out there. Thanks for joining us.
Have an absolutely wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here Monday.